What's up, everybody? I'm Sal Kalani. This is Reggie Steele.
Welcome to Spitballin.
Look at that, getting right into it this time.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We're getting good at it too. I feel like our timing is getting better. So,
Yeah.
Real quick, I want to do a quick update from last week for our listeners, for the people who listened and watched. I kind of aired some dirty laundry about two of my friends.
Is everything all right now? You guys, do they listen?
Well, you know what? I decided not to talk to both of them. I just talked to one of them, and I kind of aired my grievances. And what I understood, what I came to understand was a part of my view of things was directly related to, the grieving process. Like my buddy passed away. So I was kind of heightened, you know what I mean? Like I felt like they were being a little insensitive, and I probably was like still kind of, and actually I still am in the state of grieving about my boy B. So, something that was a very normal thing for us. Like we kind of teased with each other like that. At that time, based on how I felt, it just felt worse. Like I felt it in a different way. So I talked to one of them, kind of expressed that, and I feel a lot better. So, so everything's good. Yeah, everything's good, man. We're good. So not that I don't know if anybody cared or even.
No, that's
even
good,
noticed.
man. No, people. Yeah, I bet people care. Me, I had a good morning, Reg, because I finally got to make my own coffee. It's a big
Oh,
thing.
coffee.
So I have coffee every day. You're not a coffee guy, are you?
I am not a coffee guy.
Yeah, Boy
In
Scout
fact,
Reg. He's like, nah, you just need water and some push-ups.
hey, I'm gonna tell you right now, man. This right here, this is my beverage of choice, man. You're right. Water.
I love
it.
water, and I have water too because coffee could dehydrate you. But the thing is, so here's the thing: I always drip coffee, right? Have a thing, make it, and I made sauce. I made the pasta for my family down south, my Vietnamese family. I mean, I could just say my family in Garden Grove, but I like it. It sounds so cool to me. I have a whole family from another side of the world, but anyway, I was looking at my sauce. I was looking at stuff preparing a couple days before, and a jar of pasta sauce fell, and I heard the smash, but I didn't think of anything of it. And then, like a few hours later, I looked, and my coffee pot was destroyed.
Oh,
Like it shattered it, right?
Oh,
So
sorry.
I quickly go on Amazon and I order it for pickup, for delivery.
Okay.
Amazon's like, all right, give us a week. So every day,
A
every morning.
week?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you don't have Amazon Prime then?
Well, I wasn't. No, I did. I don't know. No, I didn't. I didn't.
No,
Not in
yeah,
this
just
case.
say
I don't
no.
know if I don't even know if this applied though, because I didn't see that as an option even.
Okay,
Okay,
because
they usually
Amazon
try and
Prime.
yeah, I'm hip. Then they try and shove it down your face. I already have a connection to somebody who's got the Prime, so I'm already could log into the Prime anytime.
Okay.
But
Hey, whatever. Man. I'm just saying on Amazon Prime, when you go in and you go click, I want this, they go, it'll be there in 15 minutes. Right.
well,
Like
so anyway, it's supposed to take a
okay.
week. So I was like, I
Okay.
got a 7-Eleven on the corner. I'll walk to the 7-Eleven every morning. It's not bad. LA at 8 a.m. Nobody's out, but the 7-Eleven's kind of dirty. There's always some homeless folk outside. It's it's not a good way to start the morning sometimes. Then you
No.
gotta wait for the person turning in all their lottery tickets and shit. So anyway, I've been doing that right for every day for a week, and then Amazon's like, "All right, it's coming early. It's coming on Monday." Didn't show up Monday. They're like, "Oh, just kidding. It's coming on Tuesday." I'm like, "All right."
Okay.
Then I get a message Tuesday evening. They go, "It's undeliverable. Sorry, we're gonna refund you."
No.
Yeah,
No,
dude. I was
dude.
like, "What the fuck?" So then
I've never heard of that.
me neither.
Yeah, I've never heard of that.
I was like, "What happened?" And then eventually they told me it got damaged in the shipping. That's why. So they're like,
Okay.
I'm like, well, send me more. I'm like, forget it. I have a new Target now in my neighborhood. It's really close. I go, all right, I'm gonna do a pickup through Target. So I set up coffee, go to my coffee pot. Go there. I show up. It's a nice new Target, dude. It's pretty simple. They give me it. They're like, I'm like, this is 5 cup. I need a 10 cup, 12 cup at least. This is like a mini one for like an adult.
Why do you need so many cups? You're only one
Well,
person.
there's multiple people with multiple cups. That's what I like. Don't worry.
Dude,
You
who
always
needs
pour it
more
out.
than who needs more than 5 cups of coffee?
You don't understand. A 5 cup is an actual 5 cups. It's like it fills up. It's nothing. Listen.
Okay.
It's not the big one. It's the same price. It doesn't matter. So
hey, look, I didn't know you were drinking a gallon of coffee a day. Right?
1 cup, 1 or 2. That's it.
Okay.
1 cup and a heat up. So then I go and return it. I go, nah. So I go, they don't have my Mr. Coffee. That's the one I get. That one's like $19. You get it. They have Black and Decker. And I was like, fine, I'll get the Black and Decker. It's a little more fancy. It's digital. So I get that. I switch it out. They made it easy. I check out. I go home. I'm like, finally, tomorrow morning, I don't have to get up. I don't have to go to the 7-Eleven. I throw out all the stuff. I set it up. Next morning, I wake up, turn it on, doesn't turn on.
Oh, dude. Sal, at some point, you have to just take the message from the universe. The universe is saying, no more coffee for you, Sally boy.
I'm hitting the button. I open the pamphlet. It says troubleshooting. It's like, if it's not going to turn on, make sure it's plugged in. Well, no shit, motherfucker. Of course I checked if it's plugged in. That doesn't work. The outlet's fine. So then I pack it back up. I'm like, I gotta go back to that motherfucking Target. And of course, I don't have the receipt. I threw it out. I don't really
Why don't you have the receipt?
I don't know. I got too much of everything. You gotta have validation parking. When you live in the city, Reg, you know, you gotta have all this stuff on you. So
I guess so, but you gotta keep your receipt, dude. That's just
I do remember putting it aside, but I must have thrown it out in the process. Anyway, the Target's new. They're hip. I go, hey man, I don't have it. You guys gave me this broken ass coffee maker, and they're like, okay, just swipe your card. They're like, oh yeah, you were here yesterday, no problem. Another exchange. I go back, saw another Black & Decker. I was like, fuck you, Black & Decker. Mr. Coffee showed up. There's some new Mr. Coffees. Got me Mr. Coffee, plugged it in this morning, finally had a cup of drip coffee.
Nice. Congratulations. That's the best coffee story I've heard in a long time.
It was drama, dude. It was such a dramatic week.
So I don't drink coffee. I don't like coffee. No, I don't even like the smell of coffee. Coffee, like if I smell coffee, I can't do it. I can't do it. I drink coffee. I had one experience with coffee. One. My senior year in college, we were all cramming for finals.
Experience of coffee. You're like Mormon.
No, I'm gonna tell you. That's funny. One experience with coffee. I just don't like it. So my senior year in college, we were all cramming for finals. So we decided we're gonna do an all-nighter, stay up and study and do whatever and drink coffee to stay awake. Dude, I've never felt so like wired and tired at the same time, right? And the thing is that I don't like the way coffee tastes, so I dump a ton of cream and a ton of sugar, and it don't even taste like coffee anymore. So I'm just drinking straight sugar. I'm drinking this. It's probably like 2 a.m. and my body feels like this,
right?
But I'm like this, right? So it's like it was the weirdest feeling of like being revved up but tired at the same time. I was like, yo, man, I'm in the game. I'm out the game. That was it. One experience is enough for me. But you got to understand, I don't even like the way coffee smells. Like when I walk past like Starbucks and Pete's and any place that sells coffee or anyone that's brewing fresh coffee, like that smell that people love in the morning, that joint repulses me. I'm like, oh.
I don't like that really strong coffee. I do not like. And you've had a job though, like your job now, was it early so you had to work? You have to be there at 8 a.m. or earlier?
No, I used to have to work at 4:30.
In the morning?
Yeah. You said the earliest.
Damn. Okay. Yeah, that's crazy. I mean, because when I had my day job, I needed coffee every morning, dude. I was like,
see, that's
But see, then I did go. I remember I went to Venezuela for like 10 days and I had no coffee because I was out in the jungle and shit.
Right.
And I did feel when I came back like shakes. So I definitely cut back on my coffee.
Okay.
But no, dude, I love it. And it goes so well with like some breakfast foods. You're missing out the compliments.
Oh, right? Dude, I'm so good. I'm telling you right now, dude, I do not believe personally in any artificial stimulants. I'm talking about like if it's those. Not the what is it? Those Monster energy drinks and the 5 hour.
Oh, that stuff's bad for you.
Oh, dude, guarana and whatever else is in there.
That's bad for your heart.
It's all bad for your heart. Like I don't like Red Bulls, anything that gives you a pep. Damn that. You can get that same pep from just going to bed early. Right? Like just getting enough rest.
Look at Reg. I don't need coffee. I go to bed at 8 p.m. That's proper bedtime, everybody. That's how I get pep in my step.
I wish. I'm going to bed way too late these days. But what I'm saying is that anything that you're trying to create artificially, you can create naturally just by changing your lifestyle. That's it, man. No coffee for me, man. No coffee, no energy drinks, none of that shit, man.
I need it too because I like it when my sinuses suck down here and it helps. I like having a nice warm beverage in the morning. I guess I could do tea, but
that's interesting too. I'm not into hot beverages.
Really? Warm sake with some sushi? You missing out, Reg. Have you even had warm sake before?
Nope. I ain't
God
had warm
damn,
sake. I
Reg,
ain't
we
had hot
live.
sake. I ain't had room temperature sake. I ain't never had sake.
Come on,
I'm
man.
I'm sure sake's delicious, but I love sushi. I
Goes
love
good with
sushi,
it, bro. It goes, and
dude.
then you get a nice little buzz and a nice little belly full. It's what it is, man. It's what life's about, man.
Yeah, I guess so. But you know what? I get that same feeling without sake when
Yeah,
I eat
because you go to
sushi.
bed early.
Seriously, man. I'm like, I love sushi,
All
but I've never had sake.
right.
I don't like hot beverages, man. I don't, I mean, I do enjoy tea occasionally. Obviously, I
What
don't
about
drink
soup?
coffee.
You like soup?
That's not a beverage, that's a food.
Well, it's still a warm liquid. It's the same ballpark.
Possibly. I mean, I will eat soup. Yeah, I eat soup, but I don't like hot cocoa. Like in the wintertime, everyone's like, ooh, a nice warm cup of hot cocoa. I'm like, oh, I'm good. I'll
That's because you
pass.
grew up in a warm climate, dude. You didn't grow up in the winter where you need that shit.
Dude, it gets cold as it gets freezing in Alabama. Dude,
Alabama. Dude,
is
come on, man. Lake Erie, baby, right off the snow front. The lake
hey
effect
man.
snow.
Hey, look, I get it, bro. I'm just saying that it freezes. It gets so cold in Alabama that it won't snow. Because you know there's the next level of cold where the snow just turns to ice. That's what we get.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, we get straight ice, dude. It's just
Is
straight.
it, so all of a sudden the southern climate of the US is colder in some areas.
Mhm. Seriously, man, it's freezing down there sometimes. Like, so yeah, man. Well, I'm glad you got your coffee, bro.
Well,
I'm
thank you,
glad.
buddy.
I'm
Thank
glad. I'm
you.
sorry that Amazon. I love the way
That
you
shit
talked
was
about it.
drama.
You talked about Amazon, Mr. Coffee, and Black and Decker, like almost like they were people. Like
Oh yeah, like they
Amazon,
personally have hurt busting my chops. I was not happy with them.
you're like Amazon called and is like, hey man, I'm sorry we broke your thing. We can't send you another one. It's undeliverable. You're like, oh, this is bullshit. I'm gonna go down here and talk to Target and see what's going on with Target. Target's like, yo, we got that Mr. Coffee. I get this. Like, nah, bro, Mr. Coffee ain't here. We got this Black and Decker. Black and Decker's like, yo, what's up? I make coffee too. You like, yo, I ain't really fucking with you, but I'll see what you got. I get Black and Decker home. Black and Decker's on that bullshit, so I gotta go back. But I'm like, yo, Black and Decker, I ain't even got the receipt to handle this. And they like, yo, I got your credit card. We could do that. And then I go look for another Black and Decker. And I'm like, yo, fuck Black and Decker. And I look over the corner and Mr. Coffee's like, yo, what's up, bro? I'm back here. And you're like, yo, come on with me, homie. Me and Mr. Coffee get back to the crib. I'm like, yo, what's happening? He's like, yo, check this out. And I got a nice cup of Joe. I'm like, yeah, let's go.
Oh, that's how
Boom.
it goes, baby. And I have a good friend who works for Amazon now, and he used to work for Target. And I'm gonna bust his balls when I talk to him next. He'd be like, "Yo, man, your company now sucks. I had to go back to your old company and get my coffee maker."
Oh, I love it. I love
Hey,
how
so Reg.
one incident
Oh yeah,
will like blankets the whole company. You guys broke my coffee. You guys broke my coffee maker. Your company sucks.
undeliverable. That's not in your vocabulary, Amazon.
Hey man, all I'm saying is with that Amazon Prime, bro, your joint would have been there like
Broken
later
still.
that day. You know.
Anyway, we're supposed to have a guest, Reg. He's late. Where is he? Where's your boy?
Oh yeah, huh? Oh
Why
yeah,
you text
Chirito.
him? I already texted him the info at 10:30. No response, bro.
I sent him the info last week about the Zoom code.
Yeah.
Password.
It's 10:20 or it's 11:21 in the morning, Reg.
It's supposed
6
to be
minutes late.
Hold up. Let me
Now
see.
I'm gonna have to edit this dead air. I wore his shirt and everything, man.
I saw that. I'm gonna give him a heads up. I meant to send him this.
Well, I gave him a heads up at 10:30.
No, I'm talking about the Bobby Lee situation.
Oh no, don't tell him that.
No, because I don't want to bring him on here and want him to feel like he got carpet bagged or ambushed, right?
What are you gonna say?
I just said Sal wants to ask you about the Bobby Lee situation.
No, don't say that.
It's too late, dude. I already sent it.
You're a dick.
Dude, listen.
I like how Red's trying to censor me.
No, what I'm doing is I'm trying to make sure that he's prepared. Think about it. If it were you, if I was on something else and it's like, yo, what happened with Sal and that thing? I'm like, well, maybe we shouldn't ask.
Hey, man, no, dude. We know this dude damn near 20 years. We can ask whatever the hell we want. If we can't talk to him, who the hell can?
I agree. And I'm not saying that we're not going to talk to him. I'm just saying, hey, man, just letting you know, we're going to ask you about
You should
this.
tell him that before, because now he's not even going to come on. You tell him in the invite to the text, he's not even coming on. And I like how you put it on me. Sal wants to ask you. Man, that is some bullshit, Red. It's like,
hold up. No. What did I say? I said, no, we shouldn't even mess with it. Because when I saw that video.
Which is ridiculous. You want to get some hits, man? You want some listeners? You got to get into the dirt, son.
Hey, man.
You got to sling some mud.
That's funny. That's funny. I'm not a mudslinger. I refuse to mud. Because I'm telling you right now, if it was me, if I came on here and somebody didn't tell me, like they tried to ambush me and be like, "So what happened with the situation with
No,
the
I'm
thing?"
just,
And like,
I'm not gonna. It's like I'm gonna open and it's a gossip thing.
no, of course
There's a
not.
lot of stuff I'd like to know about Shay that he won't say to me personally, like us talking, but with you here, like a parent almost, and me, and then we could finally get to know more about his personal. They'll know about it more. I
He
don't
said like
know.
a parent. That's
Yeah,
funny.
dude. Yeah, I feel like to me, Shay's like this mischievous. He's like Loki, dude. He's like little Loki, and he's always causing trouble. You're like Odin, which would of course then make me Thor because I'm the coolest one. And
Oh,
but
actually, Thor is my favorite.
with you present, I think maybe he'll be more of a
That's pretty quick. That's
human.
pretty good and quick. I like that. Odin, Thor, and Loki. I like that whole
Yeah,
dynamic.
but he does that. Yeah, he has that vibe, right?
Right.
I
I
mean, I
mean,
guess
he and I
I
talk.
definitely could be like Thor before he calms down and relaxes and then has the right to hold the hammer. I'm like Thor walking around New Mexico like lost as fuck.
Just well, hold up though. You should see the do you read Thor? Did you ever read Thor?
Nah, dude.
Oh man, when Thor was young, he used to hang out on the earth with up in like Sweden and Finland and Holland and whatever. And dude, he's about getting it, drinking and partying. He used to hang out with the people all the time. And that was
Drinking
before he
coffee. What a rebel.
no, he used to drink mead. Yeah, drinking coffee with his Mr. He used to hang out with his dude, Mr. Coffee. Like, yo, what's up, bro? Um, yo, I don't know where he's at, man. Where are you? You ready? Zoom. Sal wants to
This
ask you about the
fool,
Bobby Lee
you a
security.
motherfucker. That's not. I can't.
We can
That
talk
was.
about it.
I had
We
other
can
points.
talk
I had
about it.
3 other points before I even came up with that. I
Dude,
was just
that's
gonna ask,
fine.
what's the beef?
Oh,
You
okay.
think
Yeah,
he
yeah,
has
yeah. That's fine.
resentment? That's all. I want to get into the real
Who
thing.
does Shay have resentment?
Yeah,
He
towards that
can't have
whole thing.
resentment. You think
That's
Shay
why
has resentment? He can't have resentment. He's the one that started it.
he started the Kims of Comedy.
No. He started the beef with Bobby Lee.
No, does he have resentment towards those guys?
Oh, I can't imagine. You think he could? I think he would. I can't
Well,
imagine
why
he
would you
would.
be so mad at him and just start saying shit at him?
Well, he was drunk, right? You know how Shay is. He's drunk. He's Bobby Lee, and he's like, remember you saw in the video where he comes up and he goes, how does it feel to not be as successful as Dr. Ken and to be a loser, right? Which is funny to me because Bobby Lee could have easily been like, yo, man, I've done more than you, right? Like,
yeah, right.
right? Like that's like the guy, that's like the fan going up to the guy on the team who's like the 15th man on the bench and be like, how does it feel not to be LeBron James? Like, dude, I'm still on a team. What are you talking about?
He's like, who's that guy the Cavs would always have? They'd sign him like to a 2-week contract right before the playoffs so he can mess with everybody.
Which one?
I forgot, damn, I gotta remember his name. They'd always sign him at the very end, right before the playoffs, 2015, 2016, 17, 18.
Oh, you mean played at North Carolina. Dante Jones?
Yeah, yeah,
Dante
yeah, is
Jones.
that, yeah.
Dante
That's a
Jones.
Shay's like on the team.
That's funny. But no, what I'm saying is, I'm saying the guy who had like Bobby Lee was on Mad TV, like he's had a
Oh yeah,
career,
he was
right?
the star at the time of that Kim's a Comedy.
And he was the star at
He
the
was
time, yeah.
especially like at that time, and then all those guys kind of blew up. Steve Byrne blew up. Ken, of course, blew up.
Mm-hmm.
And then Kevin Shea's going around calling him a loser.
I know, like holy cow, Shay, like dude.
But it also makes us laugh because we know him, like we know him
Right,
so long.
and I know,
He's
and
just being
Shay,
Shay.
exactly. That's not far fetched for Shay to,
Right.
to step out on to be drunk, and go up and tell somebody, how does it feel not to be so funny, right? Like you know what I mean, or not to be amazing at something.
See him being late, I don't feel bad about talking about him now because he's late as a motherfucker, dude. And there's stuff I like about him too, and I was gonna bring up the good stuff too. What did he say just now? He said he's coming.
No, I haven't gotten a response yet.
Yeah, bum.
Oh man. Okay. Well,
and I had nothing planned. I wore my shirt. I was like, I got the coffee story out. I'm done.
we got plenty of stuff, man. We could just talk. I mean, we could talk about the fact that I got a message yesterday from Mahershala that Subway, their tuna sandwich was tested, and they could not find any tuna DNA in the tuna.
Wow.
No tuna DNA. Now, that's not to say there's not fish. I'm sure it's probably some other fish, but it's definitely not tuna fish.
Mm,
I
mm.
know.
Dude,
I know.
Destiny used to work at Subway, and she said the back like when she was high school and like in Florida, she said they would literally sometimes like change the date on the tuna. They were told to change the date of the
No.
expiration, and she's like, "Don't ever mess with the tuna." So yeah, man, I don't
There you
mess with the
go.
tuna. I mean, and the thing is, I really like a good tuna sandwich. That's a really good sandwich,
Yeah,
but
I agree. I
I can
agree.
make that shit at home, dude.
I'm with you. I never got tuna. Like I don't get tuna out. It doesn't make any sense when you can make it at home.
Right,
So
right.
yeah, man. But I thought that was interesting. I'm like, that's just proof that they will literally give you anything. They'll give you whatever they want and then label it something else.
People do anything to cut costs, make money, man.
Yeah, no, at people's expense, right?
I
People's
mean,
health.
that's like what happened with like McDonald's, like their big breakthrough, but it hurt the public was when they went with their shakes and they got rid of the ice cream and then they start going with the powder or start going, you know what I mean? Like,
No, I didn't know
because,
that.
oh, well, McDonald's back in like the 60s and stuff, their ice cream and the shakes, they had actual like tons of ice cream in their back, a bunch of freezer and stuff, but it took up
Okay.
so much space and it was not cost effective that eventually they came up with an option. I think might have been like a powder version and
Oh,
yeah, dude. And that was what the original, and I believe the McDonald brothers were still involved at the time. That was one of the problems they had with Ray Kroc and all this. You got to watch The Food That Built America or watch The Founder. It's a good movie with Michael Keaton.
okay. The founder. I don't know
It's
that
about
one.
how McDonald's kind of came up. Basically, there's these McDonald brothers had a good little business in Southern California. Ray Kroc found out about it, learned how to make money off of it, and then eventually squeezed them out.
Oh,
And
wow. So
yeah,
McDonald's is not even owned by the people
the
who are named
McDonald brothers,
McDonald's.
no, dude. And this Ray Kroc is so cold blooded that because like he had this beef with them, he built a McDonald's right across the street from theirs, which was called McDonald's Brothers or whatever,
Okay.
and put them out of business. Put out the original one
Jeez.
out of
Are you
business.
how gangster is that? Like to take somebody else's idea, the original idea, take it from and monetize it, and then kick them out. And then when they try to create another little thing, come on, be like, nah, you can't have that either. Like
No,
I'm taking all your shit and plus this.
yeah, that was
Wow.
not even something they already created. They had it there for a while. He took it and he learned it all from them. Yeah, it's cold blooded, man.
What's
Business,
his name? Ray Kroc?
Ray Kroc.
Yeah, he's a crockish. Yeah, okay.
Well, hey, you gotta see the movie. I mean, it's also he also like he took it to another level, the whole restaurant and the fast
Yeah, but I
food
mean,
and
come on, man. You can't take somebody else's idea. I mean, look. All right, first off, we live in like there are people right now who will hear this story and go, "Yeah, good for him," because it's a capitalistic society and we have the right to do and take whatever we want. And if you can
right.
make it happen, then by all means do it and step on whoever you got to get to where you need to go. And for me, I go, yo, that's foul, man. Right? Like
Yeah,
that's
I don't
foul.
care. I
Right?
just don't care about money that much, and I never
No,
had really.
yeah, I'm like, it's not that serious to like to step on people, to steal,
Right, to
lie,
come up.
cheat, yeah, to rob and take,
Come
yeah,
up
it's,
what? You're not coming up that much. And even if you
exactly.
are, good, what the fuck? I mean, you're a fraud.
Now, okay, so let me ask you this: has anything ever happened to Ray Kroc? Like anything ever happened to his family? Because you know there are people who talk about karma, right? So you would imagine if he's done something so heinous, right, so disrespectful,
Nah,
so
dude, he became a multimillionaire. He divorced his wife, got a new one, and he probably lived happily ever after.
there you go. So where was karma? Right? Where's karma hanging out in that situation?
Karma
Karma should have
was too busy, like going, damn, look at those McDonald brothers get screwed over hard.
exactly. But then, so then that poses the question of like, well, what did the McDonald's brothers do like earlier that was so bad that karma was like, yo, this is what it is
Man,
for
you're
you,
trying to
right?
make it all fit into your little, you know,
Nah, man, look,
it's like,
my point is that I'm not necessarily big on karma, like the idea, because I feel like I've seen, even in my short lifetime, I feel like I've seen too many situations where people have just gotten away with murder, right?
mhm.
And you go, well, where's the karma in that? Right now, there are other times where things happen and people get whatever, but it's just kind of one of those things where I'm like, I just don't know. I'm like, sometimes there's retribution and sometimes there's not, right? Sometimes things work out, sometimes they don't. So, um,
Hey, you should call that motherfucker. Maybe he's sleeping, dude. He's probably got to put your phone on speaker and call him.
all right, let me see. Yo, Shay Diggity, where you at, bro? All right, I'm calling him right now. Okay.
There it is. Bum, dude.
All right.
That's what happens when I send you out to book a guest. Just keep it to co-workers and family
Please
members.
leave your message for 323.
Oh shit.
Yeah, hold up.
2.
Hey, yo, Shay, what's up, man? It's Reg. Hey, man, Sal and I are on the podcast.
Nothing has been recorded. Record your message
Man,
after the tone.
fucking bum.
Simply
Hang that shit up, dude.
Or for delivery
Here we
options,
go.
press the pound sign.
I'm
Hey, Shay, what's up, man? Sal and I waiting for you on the podcast, man. Where you at? All right. I guess it's not happening today. Thanks a lot, bro. All right.
Thanks for nothing, you bum.
All right. Well, that's that.
He's
I think
he's upset about his Sixers losing.
You think so, huh?
When I saw him, he was wearing a Sixers hat when he stopped by Diablo. We got a good show at Diablo coming up this week, Reg. We got the one and only Bay Area legend, Shang Wang.
Oh, dude, that's huge. You got to promote that show.
I'm trying, man. It sucks trying to do this shit. And he asked me, I was like, hell yeah, Shang. Oh, let's do it. He's got long hair now, dude. Long facial hair. It's
really
Shang? He got a whole different look, dude. Yeah,
you gotta post. You gotta take that picture.
Trip.
Yeah, you gotta take that. I mean, dude, you putting on some good shows, man. I mean, you got Grant Ryan,
I just need people to see him.
Well, dude, this is what you do. You just I think he comes by, he does the show, you promote the show, do whatever you can, you take the picture, and then you know, people will see, oh, these are the people that are coming, and then you just have them come back again later. You know what I mean?
I mean, the last one was our best one. Yeah, it still wasn't that great, but Kamiya had some people, and then I just did a trivia night this week, and it was packed. It was a good crowd. So we're finally like, you know, in LA just opened, or 2 weeks ago, really.
Right.
So I think, but yeah, but I'm no marketer, and I need help more, I think, from the bar, but it could be a good room when we get some, it's comics still have fun. It's been fun. It's cool. So, and they, they feed the comics, they give them, they take care of them well. So that's good.
What are you averaging as far as audience wise? How many people? Well, actually, what's the capacity first?
I don't know. Probably like 50, 60.
Okay. Oh, that's good. That's a good number.
Not huge, but not small. And we're probably not even getting, we're getting under 20, even less than that. Sometimes it depends. The last one wasn't as bad though. The last one you got, over 20 some people. So like, but you need more. It's free show. But there's so much going on in the hood, and you never know.
Yeah, it's a free show. Maybe you should charge people.
Man, now the bar wouldn't ever do that. They don't want
they wouldn't.
That. Besides, you're trying to get people to eat and drink there anyway. That's all the money they need.
Okay. Because I'm like, people tend to value something a little bit more.
Well, that's their problem. There's enough seats that I think enough people once the word gets out.
Okay.
But, I just need some more help from. I need more advertising help, but whatever. Working on it. Yeah, word of mouth is the strongest form anyway.
And you've only done, this would be your third show or fourth?
I can't remember. Maybe the third. Maybe I think
it's the third.
Yeah, fourth? I can't remember.
Third or fourth. Yeah. So it's still early. Early. But I mean, you got Shang and you got Kamiya. You got Shay.
Kamiya last week. Shay is supposed to do next week or 2 weeks from now. But who knows? That motherfucker doesn't seem to show up. He might be awake by then. I can't believe he just cold. Yeah. He doesn't respect you, Reg. He doesn't answer to your.
Wow.
How you gonna respond? I want you to take care of him.
Shay, can't believe you stood up spitballing, man.
Yeah, man, stood us up.
No, straight up, man. I mean, it's not fresh, but it is what it is. I mean, we're here now, so I think next on the agenda is I think we should have Ian. We have Ian Bagg.
Oh yeah,
I've talked to Ian, and he's down to do it. He said he wants to, so. I know Ian will show up.
What should we talk to him about? I don't know much about Ian. I know he's from Canada. He likes hockey.
Yeah, he's from Canada. He likes hockey.
He's great at riffing with the crowd.
You could ask him how that came about. We can ask him.
Where's he from in Canada?
He's from Terrence, British Columbia. So you got British Columbia, like where Vancouver is
northwest.
Here. Yeah. He's way up here, like
near
way up
Yukon.
Yeah, dude, it's like it's a logging community, small logging community up there. Yeah. So, I mean, and the story of him leaving there and then going to New York and like being on that scene with David Tell and a bunch of other comics that and just trying to make a name for himself, man. And so,
that's where he started.
Last Comic Standing. Well, I think he started it at home. wanted to do it, and then moved to New York. So,
Wow.
yeah, we can talk to him about all that kind of stuff, man. And then he and I
Yeah.
have had adventures, DC and Germany and Canada and San Francisco, LA. You know, it's that's my dude, man. That's my dude.
Yeah.
So
No,
we
yeah,
can-
it'd be cool. All right, yeah. Well, let me know whenever he wants.
Okay, we can do that. All right. So, what else are we gonna talk about, man? What else? Let's
So stumped now.
no, there's no such thing.
So
as
this
stumped with
is,
us.
I mean, I had all these. I had a little list of little things I want to talk about with Shea, like, because I have this imagination that he was, he's adopted and he grew up in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania,
Right.
and the whitest place probably around. And I just imagine because he's, this little Korean kid, he got picked on all the fucking time, and it made him this angry little Loki.
And you're saying that's why he became a comedian?
Probably. What do you think? I mean, everybody's got some kind of story.
Yeah,
like
everyone
that.
has an origin story, right?
Okay, so what do you think his origin story? Do you know? You don't know it, right? He keeps it hidden like Batman.
Well, no, I feel like I kind of know, but I feel like I kind of know a little bit, but I think it would be difficult for anybody to be Korean or be, of a different race, raised by people in a really small town.
Especially in the 80s too.
Especially in the 80s, and you look different, right? You look different than the people you're around. I think there's just a lot that comes along with that, even if it's not necessarily externally, right? It may not necessarily be people messing with you, but internally trying to figure some stuff out, trying to understand some things. Right. That creates whatever questions that pushes you to do stand-up. Because stand-up is not something for everybody. Like, there are a lot of people I feel like people who respond to trauma or being an outcast or being treated poorly or picked on or bullied or whatever, all the stuff that kind of creates comedians or coming from a dysfunctional family, having whatever, discord in their life. Some people, it ends up being drugs. It could be alcohol. It could be super overachieving, right? Like, I'm going to be better than everybody else and become whatever. And then some people, they find their defense mechanisms in comedy and humor, and like being able to diffuse that or being able to have a voice to talk about it. So, I think everyone has an interesting story when it comes to that. So it'd be cool to hear what his story is and why he chose comedy and not like drugs or alcohol or or rock band. Too. Think about it, or rock or what he chose. He chose those as well. He chose those as well. So, or what kept him from creating a rock band that became famous, right? Because that happens.
Couldn't play an instrument. Kamiya, he plays. He's a big musician. He plays the little banjo. He plays.
He plays the bass guitar, right?
He was a bass guitarist in our band, and then he left the Hacks, and then he plays banjo. He was saying something. He was talking about getting a flute. He wants to get a flute. He's trying to learn.
He wants to play a wind instrument, like
spoons. He playing the spoons, dude. You remember that thing at Chappelle where he's like, do 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 do.
Yeah.
Love that.
Dang, Kamiya, the spoons.
He had a funny joke. Where he goes, he's like, you guys all go looting. I went looting for some loots.
Yeah. Kamiya has some great jokes, man. I love, one of my favorite Kamiya jokes is the one where he's talking about in San Francisco how people would protest with anything. He's like, he's like, there's a protest, right? And there's a protest. There's some what is it? A protest, and everyone
make a spectacle of it.
Yeah, you got to make a spectacle, and it's like there's a bunch of people walking down the street, and the guy's like, pass me my stilts. It's like, so man, yeah, I love Kamiya. He's a great writer, man. He's a great writer. He's really understated.
He's a cool cat too.
He's a cool cat, man. He's so chill, and he's just funny. Like, the imagery of the jokes that he writes, right? Like, it's good stuff, man. So the Punchline is reopening next week, and
cool, man.
I was invited to be a part of the opening week at the Punchline. But I don't have any material right now, so I had to decline. But I'm going to go. I'm gonna go and just check it out, man. It'd be nice to
wear a mask, dude. You don't want to expose any of the people who believe in science to anything.
There we go. You know what? I wasn't even gonna bring this up.
Well, what's the rules there? Do you have to wear a mask?
I would have, I'm not sure. I'm not
And I'm
sure.
curious, is it like going to be spaced out? How many people can they fit? Because that's a small place.
It is a small place, and I will let you know as soon as I know. I'm
Because the
sure there's
Cobb's
going to
is
be.
already open though, right?
Yeah, Cobb's is open. I stopped by there, but I didn't go in. So I'm curious to see what that's like too. Um, but yeah, man, it's gonna be. The Punchline. That's the home club, man. I love that club. I love that room. The
Yeah, it's
staff, is awesome. So I'm looking forward to being back in the building. But at the same time, like you said, I'm curious to see what it's going to be as far as capacity, how the tables are spaced out. Do they want people to wear a mask? But right now it's like people don't have to wear them outside, and only the businesses have to. It's up to the business to decide whether or not they want people to wear the mask or not. So
right.
yeah, so we'll see.
We'll see, man. Yeah, it's a crazy. Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, I still like I'll wear mine in between getting on stage and stuff. But then you get like a
Yeah.
hot neck.
A hot neck. What kind of mask you wearing with your neck?
I do have a warm one. I got a thick.
But you got the thing that goes around your face and comes down to you. Really?
No, it doesn't go down there, but it just but when you take it down when you're talking,
Oh, okay.
you know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
So what's up, dude? What are we gonna close on? We still got like 25 minutes, Reg.
Oh man. Well, we could talk about this. We could talk about hoops, or we can talk about comedy related stuff. Anything that's happening.
Yeah, let me see. What is in my list? Anything I have? Talk about family on stage, common knowledge. The time I did that game show, audition for a game show this week.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, Destiny and I did together on Zoom, and it went pretty well. Guy had the guy laughing. It was a good. We'll see what happens.
What game
But
show is it?
I can't dispel. I can't dispel anything yet.
You can't
bro.
disclose. You can't disclose.
Dispel. What's dispel mean? Is that even a word?
I was trying to help you out though. I can't dispel anything. I'm like, is this magic? Are we doing magic now?
Sometimes I know what I want to say, and it just I don't have all the vocab.
It's all good. You can't disclose any information at this point.
Right. Yeah, you know better, Reg. You know better.
I do. You had to sign an NDR?
No,
I mean not an NDR,
shit, but
an
they
NDA.
just told me not to say anything. But this made me think of, because like I did a game show before on the Game Show Network called Common Knowledge with Joey Fatone was hosting, fellow Paisan In Sync member.
Yeah, that was like the Italian version or something, right? It was
no.
Italian,
no.
It was like an Italian topics or something.
No, that was our name. So what happened was there's three of us, and my buddy Bert DeVitri,
right?
And he had this friend named Angelo, not the Angelo that I used to do a podcast with. This guy is Bert knows down here, and Angelo had a connection friend and that's so much what LA is, dude. That's how we got the audition, because he knew the producer. So like the three of us go in, we just had to be fun and answer questions or whatever, and like you ask a question and the three of you have to agree. If all three of you get it, you get the point. If one of you doesn't, you're out.
Oh, wait.
You lose the point. You don't get any points.
Oh,
okay,
okay.
So everyone has to be unanimous on it to score.
Okay.
So we did it, and we're just having fun. And then they're like, okay, yeah. So they invited us back to shoot, and we shot up in Northern Hollywood, right? And I remember like you had to come up with a name, and we came up with El Dente, right? It's a good name. Good name, three guys, Italian.
Instead of al dente, el dente?
Or al dente. It was al dente, I guess.
Okay,
Again, always pointing out where I misspoke. Maybe I was just
I'm just trying to figure. I thought you were trying to say something different. Right?
No.
Said el dente,
al dente.
I'm like, maybe it's something different.
The shit was is a good. It was a good name. And they go, nah, I'm gonna call you the Italian fellas. It's another total Hollywood thing. They just go to the basic.
I was gonna say Hollywood is like, we don't want people to have to think. Like if my friends and I showed up and we're like, hey, we're the crew, they'd be like, nah, you're the black fellas. It's the black fellas against the Italian guys.
Fellas, it's so So we're like, all right, whatever. And so the process is, dude, they had you all in like separate little rooms in this huge building, right? And you just wait. And bro, we waited all day. Like there's lunch, and during this, you people run through the game with you. Then you have to audition again in front of people sitting down. Every little group does.
Wow.
And then you might not even get it yet. And then finally You know what I mean?
You're right.
So we waited all day, and then we finally go up where we practice, and everyone was loving us. You know, Bert and I goofballs, and Angelo could hold his own. He was pretty funny. But then we found out they were holding us for the last recording of the day because they thought we brought the most energy.
Oh, good.
And, yeah, which is good, but it also sucks waiting all day, right?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, that's how it was for me with Last Comic Standing. Like they filmed 4 episodes that day, and I was in the last one of the day, and so it was kind of like, yeah, I mean, you know, and it was the same audience too. So the audience sat through 4
that
recordings,
for
4
comedy.
tapings.
Yeah. For
So,
game show, it doesn't really matter as much.
right.
So we did the game show. There was I'll put this clip up of when Angelo got this one wrong and I was busting his balls. And
is that the one about the soap or something?
Oh, yeah. You got it wrong too. Like what soap to remove marks on wooden furniture?
Love the cooking. Nice. And this guy thinks his sauce is better than mine. I was just about to ask who makes the best sauce then. It's still a toss-up. Probably I do. It's definitely. You make? I do. Yeah. Here you go. Glad you guys are here. With your Italian heritage. Let's do it. Let's take a look at the category board. You got one more left, which is home improvement. Here's your question. According to Reader's Digest, which of these can you rub on damaged wood furniture to cover up dings? A, soap, B, walnuts, or C, celery? Sal, what's your answer? I went with B, walnuts. B, walnuts. Bert? I went with B, walnuts as well. All right. Angelo? Joey went with A, soap. Sal, what about you? You, of course, picked walnuts. Why walnuts? Because they're brown, Joey. Like wooden furniture is brown. Yeah, Angelo. Use brown soap.
It's like walnut or something.
After I told you the answer,
I watched the show. I saw I didn't see the episode, but I saw the thing.
Saw the clip. So anyway, so we go against this team. We beat them. We go to the final round, and then we win. We got $1,000 as a team, so that's cool. So then the final round is you can win $10,000. So what they do is they ask you 7 questions. They're multiple choice, and you're allowed. You get one. I think you get 3 strikes. Okay. And you're allowed to do 1 redo. Okay. 1 redo question. So I go up first. I'll go first. We had a plan. I go first. Bert, then Angelo, then Bert. Angelo will do the redo because we felt he was the weakest link. Okay. I go up first. And they're like, don't even think about it. Like, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? You want to talk it out. You're not allowed to do that. It's like whatever you say, that's what it is. So you can't have any fun with it. Right. So so Joey Fatone's first question. He's like, what exercise would you do to help build your chest? And it was like curls, bench presses, or something else. And it sounds easy. It sounded too easy, right? But I was like, all right, bench press it. Boom, you got it. All right. Okay. So we got 6 left. Next question. And I'm a big rock and roll guy. And the next question was, where would you find John Lennon? I can't remember what it's called now. John Lennon Strawberry Fields Memorial. Would it be in London? Is it in New York? Or is it in Germany?
Oh, wow. I would say not. I'm going to say London.
See, now I'm a big rock and roll fan, and I overthought this. Now, in London, there was a place, or not London, but near Liverpool, where John Lennon grew up, and it was called Strawberry Fields, and that's where he came up with the name. It was like, I think it was actually like a boys' home or something. So, but the memorial, there's a little memorial in Central Park, right where he died, where there's where it says Imagine,
New York.
And and I was like, I've been there. I fucking been there. And I said London, and the second I said it, someone in the crowd, someone go, oh, that was it, dude. I was out. And I was like,
oh, Sal.
Dude, I had on rock and roll. I was so mad. But I'll say this: I told a couple of friends who were big rock and roll fans, thinking I'd be embarrassed, and they didn't know, really. Okay, like they weren't as like it wasn't a big shock to them. You know what I mean?
Right.
But
and you know what?
It makes sense. Called, and I was like, that's Strawberry Fields.
Yeah, but you know what? I think the key word in there that we both overlooked is memorial, because the memorial is usually where or close to the area where the person.
Yeah, I can't remember 100% if that was in there, but it probably was. Yeah. I blew that
Dang.
one. So then Angelo went. I forget what he did, what questions he got, and then he did a redo, and then the final one. I remember that we messed up. We were watching Bert, and Bert. In this question, they're like, "What's the largest land animal in Africa, or which is the largest of the land animals?" And
That's
it
easy. That's
was,
an elephant.
well, no, it wasn't an option. It was a hippopotamus, a white rhinoceros, or a crocodile.
Oh, the largest land animal. In that case, then I'm gonna go. Damn, hippos and rhinos, they're both big, man. That's a
See,
tough
that's
one.
the thing, man. And this is the bullshit. So Bert says, what do you, I'll let you guess. What do you say?
Gee, between the hippo and the rhino, they're both big, and hippos are always in water, so it's kind of hard to tell sometimes. But let's just go with I'm gonna go with the hippo.
And that's what I thought. And anywhere you look, one of the heaviest creatures ever is the hippo. But the way it goes is the white rhinoceros is like bigger by 100 pounds, then the hippo, and then like the black white rhinoceros and all these other rhinos.
Oh,
But
okay. I
so
should,
they,
you know
and
what? Okay,
so
once
yeah,
again,
well, when there's that specific animal, you're like,
well, I was gonna say,
ooh,
and once again, when it goes the white rhino, right?
mhm. Not just
That
a
should be
rhino.
that should be
Right.
the indicator that it's something special. God
And
dog
when
it.
he says it, I was even in the background. You can see me in the camera, like, all right. And they're like, nope. And we didn't get it. And that was it, man. And so,
10 grand, just like that. Well, not 10 grand, since the three of you is gonna be
yeah, it would have been
3,000.
broken up
Yeah, it'd
$3,000.
been $3,333.33.
Yeah. So we
Who would
just
have
got
gotten
the,
that 1 cent though? Who would have got the one
I don't,
cent more?
I don't know
Probably
who got
Bert.
it because we each got 333.
Oh,
And
you
I don't
did?
know who, yeah, because of the 1,000 we won as a
Yeah,
team.
so somebody got 34.
Yeah, someone probably got that.
333 and
They
34.
probably just kept pocketed it.
Nah, man. Whoever put the team together gets the extra penny.
Give it to Angelo. He was
He was the
behind
weak
it
link.
all.
Like, Angelo, you're gonna need this penny. This is gonna. I mean, based on the way things are going, bro, you're gonna need this penny, bro. So that's cool, man. I've never done a game show. I know Diane Amos. She was the Pine Sol lady for a long time,
Oh yeah.
and
Black
she's actually
comedian lady. She started up in the Bay, right?
she started up in the Bay. She and I've developed a friendship over the years, and she's a wonderful woman, man, wonderful person. But she got her start. She's really smart. She got her start in show business, doing game shows where she would win all the time. She would go, dude. She would go on game, like, this is back in the day, so it's like $25,000 pyramid, and whatever, the whammy thing where it was like, dude. She went on. She said she made a run for years of doing game shows, and that's how she made her money, doing game
Wow.
shows. Yeah,
That's
yeah.
funny, man.
Yeah, and then obviously she got into stand up, and she was an actor, and then she landed the role of the Pine Sol lady, and so she had a stretch for years where she was the Pine Sol lady in all the commercials, and commercials pay, so she's done well for herself. But it all started with game shows, man.
That's funny. You
Yeah,
still talk to her?
yeah. She just hit me up the other day for
Really?
Father's Day. Yeah, she shot me a text. Yeah.
What's she up to now?
She's here in the Bay. She's doing shows. She's producing shows, and just staying busy with stuff like
You think
everybody
she's still
else.
living off that Pine Sol money?
I haven't seen those shows. I haven't seen those commercials run
That's
for
true.
a while.
That went for a long time though, right?
Oh, dude, she was
Like
the
a
Pine Sol lady.
decade?
Was it a decade? I mean, it seemed like maybe at least 5 to 7 years, somewhere around there.
It was like the 90s and the 2000s, right?
I would imagine so. Yeah. So late 90s, early 2000s, right in there. So just
That's
imagine she did the commercial.
Should have her on, dude. Learn her story.
Oh, dude, that would be great. I would love to have Diane on. Oh, I would love to. I saw her. We both did Murder in the First on TBS. We both had an episode, and we were on the same episode, but not at this. We were on the same episode, but we filmed at different times in the day. But when I got there, she was wrapping up, and so I got to see her on set. And the director was Eric LaSalle. Remember him from Coming to America? He was the guy with the curly hair. Yeah, right. Who had the Soul Glow family. He was the boyfriend.
Yeah. All right, that's right.
Yeah. So she took a picture.
He was on ER, wasn't he?
He was on ER for a long time. Yeah. Eric LaSalle. She took a picture with him, and I was like, I wanted to get a picture with Eric LaSalle, dude, because I was like, yo, this is the dude from like, this is Coming to America, right? Like that movie's a classic. To be able to like have a picture with somebody who was in that movie, you know what I mean? But he was directing me, and we talked and all this kind of stuff. But I could feel like, based on how he was responding to like the crowds, because everyone in the crowd, like all the extras, was just like, and he was like, he was just trying to keep it low key. So I was like, I can't ask for a picture. And then I saw Diane's picture, and I was like, oh man, I could ask for a picture. But
especially since you were working, like,
yeah, since I was working,
extra.
yeah, exactly. So I'm like, I had lines, and it was principal, and that was on that set. I got to meet Tay Diggs, right, and then I got to meet and work with Eric LaSalle, as far as like him directing me to do stuff, which I thought was really cool, really cool. But I didn't feel comfortable asking for a picture, although I wanted one so bad. But I got the credit, right? And it's like, Reggie Steele directed by, so
right. I remember I did when I did NBC Trauma, I met one of the guys, because a couple of people, one guy I worked with, the guy and the girl I worked with were cool, Wes Brown and Amy Garcia, and they were cool. Amy Garcia, she was on George Lopez show forever. She was on Lucifer, I think. But it was kind of crazy. She like, it was, I was a homeless guy and get beat up, and then she's pulling this guy off me, and she broke her finger during it. Like she goes to grab him, and she's like, my finger, and they had to stop. And then she found out, like, we finished it, but then she found out like she broke her finger on that shoot, which is crazy, right? It's like a little sprain, broken, fracture. But I remember I met they were nice, because it's you don't know, it's a weird environment if you haven't done it much. And then I met Lady Gaga's boyfriend. I don't remember his name, but that was her boyfriend, and he was a dick.
Was he really?
Oh yeah, dude. I was like, because like you're meeting these people, they're all going near the trailers, and I'm getting ready for my thing, and I was like, oh hey, and Wes was really cool. This guy, he ended up doing like a lot of Lifetime movies or something, but he was really cool, and he's like, hey man, yeah. And then I saw this guy, I'm like, hey, I'm Sal. The thing, and this guy just like ignored me. He's like, yeah. And just like walked off, and like it was just like, I didn't even exist. I'm like, man, fuck this guy. And then I find out later, like every time I see him, I'm like, he's like in some fire show now. He's still on TV all the time, and I don't think he's not with Lady Gaga anymore. But I never see him. I'm like, the guy was a dick to me. And who knows? It's just one time, but it's funny how you hit that like little thing.
Well, that's Sal. That's your MO. It's like the guy was a dick one time. He's like, he was a dick once, he's a dick forever.
So you'll look past that? Has no one been a dick to you on the set?
Man, look, I told you Tay Diggs. Remember Tay? He wasn't a dick. He just wasn't very friendly, right? I've had that experience with Tay Diggs and with Derek Luke. Derek Luke, he and I did. We were on Trauma together. Right, I met him on Trauma. He was actually kind of cool.
I'm not sure who that is. Who is he?
Derek Luke is the guy who played Antoine Fisher in the movie Antoine Fisher with Denzel Washington. Oh, yeah, like that was his first role, right? And then he and I worked together on 13 Reasons Why for Netflix. And
so you worked with him twice.
And the first time, I think he was still kind of early in his career, right? Or he's not early, but he was in a better place, I guess, or whatever. And then the second time, this dude, like, he literally just. Like he avoided me, and I was like, wow. All right, so, yeah. But everybody else on the set of 13 Reasons Why, everybody super cool. I mean, we hung out, we talked, we laughed, we joked, we told stories. It was great. And this dude was just like, nope.
Was he like that with everybody?
No, that was the thing. I was like, maybe. I was like, is it me? I'm like, I just showed up. I don't know what the deal is. But sometimes, man, I hate to say this, but like. There's so many limited spaces for Black people in movies and TV shows that, like, I feel like sometimes when another Black person shows up, there's almost like, people feel threatened to some degree. Now, and I'm not saying that Derek Luke is threatened of me taking his position or Tay Diggs, but it's just kind of like, I just don't have time for anybody.
How was Tay Diggs unfriendly to you?
Tay Diggs just wasn't. He was friendly, but not friendly. It was kind of like. I could tell that he was like, oh man, here comes this dude. He probably seen me and knows me from something, and he's gonna want to talk. So I'm gonna beat him to the punch. And I literally was just coming up to sit down because it was in between scenes they were setting up. And as he's talking to somebody, and as I'm walking up, he goes like this. He's like, yeah. So you're me, right? The camera's me. He's like, yeah. Hey, what's up, brother? How you doing, man? All right. Yeah, that's good. Okay. Yeah. So like I was saying, and it was like one of those things where it was just like he acknowledged me, he spoke to me, but he's also said in that time, I don't have time to talk to you. I'm not trying to get to know you. I don't want to spend time with you. So I'm going to acknowledge you and I'm going to say hi, but I'm going to go back to doing what I want to do. And then you can keep going. And that way you can't say that I didn't say hi to you. And I'm an adult. I can read social cues. I was like, hey man, all right, nice to meet you, man. He's like, all right. And then he went back to his thing and I went and sat down and that was it. And then as the scene was wrapping up and we were leaving, he and I end up being in the same place again because they come over to do touch up for makeup and all this kind of stuff. And he was wrapping up for the day and I was getting ready to start mine. And he's like, once again, we're in the same area, kind of talking to similar people, but not in the same group or in the same, same area, but talking to different people who are kind of related to each other, but they're not talking. And so as he's wrapping up and getting ready to leave, then he hits me one of these again. He's like, yeah, okay. All right. And he looks over at me and he goes, all right, man. Okay, now you take it easy, brother. All right. And then he's out. All right. It was once again, it was like, I can't say that he was mean, right? He wasn't mean, but he definitely was like, I'm going to be polite. I'll be cordial. I'll speak, but I ain't fucking with you. Right? Which is fine. I ain't got no problem with it. What I was going to say was on trauma. I worked with, my scenes, because I had a couple episodes. I was with Amy Garcia and Cliff Curtis. And in my scenes, Amy Garcia was always, she just seemed kind of quiet. Like she was like she wasn't really trying to talk. She was like, okay, what's the scene? What are we doing? And we run our lines or whatever. But Cliff Curtis was really cool. Like Cliff was like, hey man, where you from? I'm like, oh, I'm from here. And the thing about Cliff Curtis, which was awesome for me, was Cliff Curtis was in Training Day with Denzel, right?
That's funny.
Like, yeah, he was the guy that was like, he was the cholo that had the shotgun up to Ethan Hawke. Like, yo, man, hey, hold up. Why do you have my niece's wallet, right? That's Cliff Curtis. So I'm like, yo, for me, I'm like, I'm working with a dude that worked with Denzel, right? Like, I'm super excited. And on top of that, Cliff Curtis had also worked with Mahershala. So now I'm like, you don't even know it, but like, you worked with one of my best friends in the whole wide world and Denzel Washington, who I admire. And now I'm on set with you. Like, oh, dude,
yeah, that's cool.
I'm like, this is awesome. So the last, before the show got canceled, the last episode he and I did, and we're working together. If you ever watch the episode, you'll see right before we start filming, he goes, hey, what's your name? And I go, Reggie, right? And he goes, no, I mean, what's your name in the script? And I said, it's funny, in the script, I'm just like, I have multiple episodes, but I'm just known as the mechanic, right? And he goes, all right, well, okay. So, I'm like, he's like, I said, well, you can call me Gary or Eric, you know what I mean? We're like, we can just come up with a name, right? And he goes, I like Reg. So in the episode, if you watch it, when I come in, I go, hey guys, you guys got a cracked, valve or whatever. And he's like, I said, you guys could have got some real trouble out there, this whole thing. And he goes, hey, thanks, Reg. Right.
Oh,
thanks,
yeah,
Reg.
I remember that.
Right?
Yeah.
Thanks, Reg, whatever. And I go, hey, no problem, man. Take care of you, whatever. And then it's like cut. And I'm like, dude, how crazy is it that I'm in a TV show where they use my real name?
Yeah. Did you see Kevin Cameo was in a commercial where they're like in Antarctica on some base and
Kevin.
he goes outside and they call him Kevin. And
yeah, he's trying to go outside and they're holding it back. They're like, no, Kevin.
Yeah.
But Kevin is that's a great name because that's a common name in the sense of like, you hear that on shows all the time. You don't hear Reg or Reggie that often, right?
No, or Sal.
Or Sal. So can I do my impression of you and your acting on Trauma?
So go fine. You can do that. Was the day one. My second day was awesome. I had the night shoot and I had a bunch of lines and I had a stunt man.
Oh, nice. I just love when they wheeled you into the hospital after getting beat up as a homeless guy. I mean, I've seen people get wheeled in on a gurney and be all like, whatever. But when I say, for folks, the people who can't see this, I'm just gonna say that Sal he got beat up. He was on a gurney. They were wheeling him into the hospital, and the tossing and turning that was happening as a person who got beat up was unlike any.
There's a lot.
Exactly, was unlike anything I'd ever seen before.
It looked like a windshield wipers were on.
It looked like a windshield wiper. The overacting, like an acting coach would have been like, "Cut, we got to bring it down. You got to."
I just knew like I wanted to look like I was in pain, but I also was like, no one's gonna see me. They're just pushing me in this bed, So I was like, I'm not gonna just lay here still.
Your pain, the way your pain was looking, I thought you were like in labor pain. Like I was
struggling.
Like
no one was directing me. They're like just
I was like, no one told him. No one had told him, like, you're not that much pain, dude. Like usually the pain would be just like, like just sitting there holding the spot, right? That looks more real, but you're like,
I was in pain, dude.
It was, I'm so glad that I saw it live happening, because I was like, yo, they didn't even cut this out. Like, this is real. They let this go. It was the best overact. Like, if there was an Academy Award for overacting, dude.
But like that was but the my other night was way better. Because then the night where I confront them and I get beat up, and I do remember that like even like I said some joke to Amy Garcia, because she was like, because it was a night shoot, there was like 100 extras around the corner outside watching, and it was a little nervous. There's this huge light up, this damn sirens in the background, but there was this huge light on top of like this tower spotlight, so it was big. It was just the three of us, and I remember going in there. She's like, "You ever do like a network show or something before?" I was like, "Nah, man, a lot of people." She's like, "Oh yeah, there's a lot of people out there for this one." And I was like, "Well, thanks, Amy. I didn't feel worried about it till now."
No
pressure, she kind of felt bad, but then I was just joking. But yeah, they just have you in this room, and then you just go in, and it's funny when you come out, everybody thinks like you're somebody or something. They're like, "Who's this guy?" Dude. And I'm like, but it felt good for a minute, dude, to do those things.
Listen, you are absolutely somebody, right? Because think about it. All those people are sitting on the side, and they want to be in the position that you're in. Even if it is like under 5 as far as your lines, like you have a speaking role, you have a speaking part, you get to be on the other side of the line. Like the director is dealing with you directly, you're dealing with the actors. You are an actor, right? So even if it's a small part, no part is too small, because it all contributes to the overall story. You know what I mean? What
was fun, what was cool about that was, I mean, I was in the very last episode, by the way, they ever aired. They're like, after this guy and his tossing and turning, we have to cancel it. No, like there was when they were filming it, there was a rumor that it was going to get canceled. I heard it on the buzz on the set.
Well, because remember, at first it was greenlit for something like 6 episodes to just see how it would do. And then after the 6, they were like, okay, we're gonna extend it to do 13 episodes. But then they were like, and that's gonna be it. And a part of the problem was that it was too hard to film in San Francisco, because it's hard to get permits. The city is not very friendly.
That's what kind of stunk, man. Yeah, that's what kind of stunk about that stuff. Like, if there ever anything good up there, you could get an audition, but there's too few and far between.
It's too
far.
Yeah.
I auditioned like 5 times for it, and then I got it. And then I remember I got a call that day. I told all my family and everybody, and then I got a call that day from my agent, and they said my part was cut. And I was so depressed and sad. And then, and then at 5 o'clock or whatever Eastern, so it would have been 8 o'clock Eastern, my brother called me, and he goes, "Hey, we just saw you on TV getting beat up or whatever." And I was like, "What? It's on?" And it aired, and it was like such a high then. And it was cool because my family got to see it and all that.
Oh, that's cool, man.
Yeah, but
I didn't tell anybody. I got a text
from really. I just got up. I owe you. Fuck. Told you he was sleeping. He was sleeping. You know, and Morales rips on him because he always says that he had a shot to be the Asian guy on The Walking Dead. Now, I don't know if that's true, because that guy whose acts on there is really fucking good actor.
Right.
So I can't see Kevin Shea just supposedly, but Morales is like, yeah, he would just sleep at 3 p.m. every day and he'd blow these chances. And
man,
I don't know.
So I got the same message as you got. I got the same message. Mine says, shit, sorry, fuck. And then next message, I owe you.
What do you owe us? Well, you handle that. You handle these bookings. You got him, you got Ian Bag, you got Diane, the pint all lady. I want you work out all that. But this punk.
Hey, first of all, I'll just say, hey, I apologize to
it's
our
not
listeners.
your fault. Yeah, there you go. Give me the listeners.
Yeah, to the listeners. We're excited to have our guest on today, but unfortunately, in true comedian fashion, he overslept. And we record every morning. We record every Friday at 11 a.m. This dude.
So now we have every right to go in on him, right?
No, we don't want to do that. He's still our guest.
Kevin's also like he's good. He can handle himself. He's a great ball buster.
Oh yeah,
it could be a fun little racquetball. I was saying this before we go. You were talking about meeting people and getting blown off, kind of. And I forgot we were talking about trying to meet LeBron last week.
Absolutely.
That was a pretty funny part of the podcast.
Oh, dude, it was absolutely great. And I gotta admit that I've had a couple people say, you absolutely have to take Sal with you. Right? Like, you gotta take Sal.
Dude. These little allies, thank you.
Yes, if you meet LeBron, you gotta take
Sal. I got his jersey. You don't even have his jersey, right?
I don't have his jersey. That's just only because I have my own jersey with my name on the back, so it's hard for me to wear somebody else's jersey.
How many rings does that jersey got with it?
That's true. Touche. But I do have I did wear, the only jersey that I've ever worn that wasn't mine was I wore a Larry Johnson. I had a Larry Johnson jersey. I've only worn it twice.
Was it a light blue or is it white?
Oh, I had the purple and teal. When he was with Charlotte, not the Knicks.
No, no, Charlotte. Yeah. Those were the best, dude.
Oh, dude.
Him, Alonzo Mourning, Muggsy Bogues.
Yeah, man. I had that Johnson #2. I wore that. I think I have one picture in it. I wore it maybe twice. And then after that, I was like, okay, I'm good.
This is the only jersey I got. And it was like, it's game 7. It's the black one with the sleeves. The only time they've won it all. Like, that's the one. Like, I was like,
okay, that's a good one.
It's a one-time thing.
And that looks like a shirt versus a jersey, too.
Right. So I did meet someone from the 2016 Cavs team who won. And we were in LA. I don't know if we went, I think we went to Staples Center for a game, and then we're coming out, and Richard Jefferson, who now does analyzing, he came out, and it was kind of funny. He was walking to the hotel, and always, people seeing him coming up, and he was pushing a baby carriage, So, and look, I have no qualm against Richard Jefferson. It's, he's pushing a baby carriage. I'm not going to be upset, but I see him. I had to say something. I was like, oh, Richard Jefferson, I was like, I'm from Cleveland, a big fan, 2016. Thank you very much. And just like put out my hand, and
oh boy.
If you're me,
you put up the fist bump. You should put up the fist bump.
I know. I wanted to shake his hand, and this, if you're me, this is what he did, dude. He was like pushing his cart. He was like, made no eye contact. That was impressive, dude. I was like, how did he do that, dude?
Well, at least he shook your hand, though. At least
he shook my hand. He was cool, and but he was with his kid. I probably shouldn't even, but it was just like, I was that, I don't really get starstruck, and even Richard Jefferson, he wasn't some star, but that team to me always will hold a place because they got a championship that's never happened in my life.
Absolutely. And Richard Jefferson has been around the league for a long time. You remember, he was on those teams that went to the finals with Jay Kidd. With Jason Kidd and Kenyon Martin and Kerry Kittles. He was on that team, so he had been a couple times. He's been around the league. He's played in San Antonio. He's been but in those situations for those guys, if he stops for you,
it's so many people that you're right.
Right, exactly. He's like, I'm gonna give you that. I'll give you this, but I got to keep it going because for you, it's like a big thing, but for me, it's gonna be annoyance. And I got my kid, and it's a whole.
No, thing. Yeah, I totally get it. Totally get it. But it was, it's cool. I'd like to meet them all. And wait, did you hear this shit before we go? Fucking Jalen Rose busting Kevin Love's balls for being on Team USA, saying he only got on there because they needed one token white guy.
Whoa.
Yeah, dude. I'm
Jalen
like,
Rose
fuck you. Yeah. And I was like, dude's an all-star. Dude's got a ring. Yeah. Dude wants to play for his country. The dude's played for them already and got the medal. So it's like, who gives a shit? It's so stupid. Because he thinks an all-black team would like say more or something. But it's just like, come on, man.
Nah, man. I have to admit, when I saw K-Love name on the list, I thought, I was like, oh, okay, that's I
I
thought
mean,
it
he
was
was
a little
announced
strange.
last. Okay.
Yeah, he was announced last. But I thought it was strange only from the standpoint that he's been around for a while, and it wasn't like he had a phenomenal year last year. But but at the same time, I was like, well, he's a stretch four. Like his game is designed for that, right? He can knock down the jumper. He's solid enough on the inside that he can get rebounds and defend well enough. But I wouldn't have gone to the level of like token white. I mean, that's terrible. That's terrible.
Yeah,
Jalen,
I mean, it might be. I thought he said that word. I might be off exactly, but it's that. I mean, it was a little. I was like, "The hell, dude? Who cares? Let him play his ball."
Oh,
I
dude,
mean, he knows it sucks in Cleveland. He's like, "Let me get a chance to go travel." Yeah,
Shay's
well.
calling me right now.
All right, dude. Well, let's close it out. Thanks for listening, everybody. We'll see whenever we get a
we'll
guest
see what
again.
happens. Okay. Hey, thanks for listening. And check us out on Spitballin, man. We appreciate it.
Peace.
Peace.